Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
So, before we get started today, I want to communicate with you that this is a very open place where you can talk about any matters that you'd like to, under 3 circumstances. If you express to harm yourself, harm somebody else or others, if you express any type of abuse going on, either to the elderly or to children, I do have to break confidentiality, but other than that, I do want you to feel very open because this is your session.
Awesome.
So with that being said, what brings you in here today?
Well, I just really want to talk about my dog. Lately he's been kind of really stressing me out, and I don't know what to do about it anymore.
What specifically has been stressing you out about your dog?
He's getting really aggressive, I don't know, okay, so he sleeps with me on the same bed in the same room, and sometimes he'll bark in the middle of the night because you'll hear a little tap or something, and it's literally nothing, but he'll just continue barking, and then I'll go up to him and I'll tell him no barking, but he doesn't listen. So then I open my room door and I'm get out, and then that's when he knows I'm mad. So then he'll just curl up into a ball and try to not get kicked out of the room. And whenever I try to reach for him, he'll start growling and barking at me, and I'm huh? What are you doing? Get out. Okay. 2 days ago, he did that in the morning. It was 4 in the morning, and he always does it at the worst times. I'll be having the best dream, and then he'll just start barking, and I'm what the heck is going on? So he did that 2 days ago at 4 in the morning, and I had to call my dad, and my dad had to get this I'm not sure if you're familiar with the barriers that you put up so your dog doesn't go into a certain room. So my dog, for some reason, he's terrified of that because usually it falls and it makes a loud noise. So he's terrified of it. So my dad knows that. So my dad had to go get it and show it to his face so he could run out the room. And just, I don't know, it just really stresses me out. I really love my dog, and he's really cute. He's a little Yorkie, and he stresses me out a lot.
How long have you had your dog, and what's the name of your dog?
His name is Rolly, and I've had him for almost a year and a half.
And has he always been this aggressive?
Oh no, definitely not, no. When he was a puppy, he was so friendly, he would play with everyone, he was so outgoing, and all of a sudden now he barks at everything and anyone, and I think it's my boyfriend's dog, because she influences him a lot. We'll go to the dog park, and my boyfriend's dog will start howling, and then my little dog will try to do the exact same howl and bark that my boyfriend's dog does. So I think he's just learning those bad skills from her.
So he's kind of mimicking the behavior that he's seeing from your boyfriend's dog.
He does, because my boyfriend's dog will go woo, and then she'll try to go woo, but it doesn't work that way. So he'll just sound funny, I don't know.
Have you thought about any anything to do to make him more obedient, especially if this has been happening more recently? It's not something that's been a long running, not issue, but kind of disturbance. Is there anything that you have been doing to stop that behavior?
Honestly, I tried looking it up, but it didn't really say much. Google sometimes can tell you stuff that isn't even true. So, I don't know. I tried looking it up. I didn't really find much. Just said just train your dog not to do that by giving him treats. But it's I feel that'll just spoil him. So, I don't know. I still give him the treats, but that still doesn't stop him from barking. He'll eat the treat and then he'll go back to working. I'm what the heck? It didn't work.
So this has been occurring as of the last 2 weeks, you said, or longer?
Oh no, probably a month.
Oh, a month.
Yeah. And the only person he listens to is my brother. My brother doesn't even live with us.
I would definitely say do look into something like classical conditioning or operant conditioning, where if he does do the howling, you do present him with something that he doesn't like, so you can connect the howling with something that he doesn't like, such as the fence, and when you see that behavior diminishing, you can present him with positive reinforcement, right? Saying good girl, or giving her a treat, but also not so often that she doesn't become spoiled.
That's a good idea.
Just enough for her to understand that my aggressive behavior is not okay. Aggressive behavior will present offense, but good behavior will present a treat. So just enough. You can find that balance.
I've tried that. Like, we got him a barking collar, but like this was a year ago and it ran out of batteries and we never got it back. So like we put it on him and he barked and then it vibrated. Like, it's not the shock one, it's like the vibrator. And then I'm sorry. Okay. It's the one that vibrates. Okay, it's the one that vibrates.
Yeah.
So like he barked for the first time and it vibrated and he stopped because he didn't know what it was. But
so
then
it worked.
It worked the first time, and then after a while he just didn't care. Like, it would the whole entire night and he just kept barking. Like,
so he became habituated to the collar.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like he got used to it,
Yeah.
and it didn't really, I guess, stop him from barking,
No.
right?
And then like sometimes I'll be sleeping and like I'll get really annoyed because I'm like half awake, half asleep. So I'll just like slam my hand down on the bed, but like not hitting him or anything, but like just slam it. You know how it makes that loud noise?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Rolly, stop! And then he'll stop, but then he's go back to barking. Like, he's complicated.
So you said it's been about a year since you put the collar on your dog, correct?
Yeah, but we took it off like probably like a year ago.
Do you think it's possible that since he hasn't been presented to that specific stimuli for a period of time, that if you reintroduce it, he will not bark?
Yeah, I think so. I'll try it out, definitely.
Do you think it's worth a shot?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I'm glad we have a possible explanation to that. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
I guess something else that's stressing me out is school. Yeah, just the fact that like everything's kind of like piling up now because it's like towards the end. It just kind of makes me feel a little anxious, but I try my best to stay on top of everything.
That's good. I think it's completely normal to feel that kind of anxiety and stress. As you probably know, there is healthy stress and there's unhealthy stress. So I think as long as your stress is healthy in terms of, yes, you're stressed, but it helps you get things done, I think that's okay. But if it gets to the point where you're not, probably like maybe you're neglecting your social life outside of school, or it's inhibiting other parts of your life, I think that's something that should be taken more seriously. What classes are you enrolled in? Which ones do you like, dislike? Can you tell me more about your classes?
I'm taking Intro to Counseling, Developmental Psychopathology, taking a literature class, which is like myth making.
What
That's
making?
like myth making. It's like quest, myth making quest. Yeah, like it's about like, you know, Thor.
Okay.
Yeah, and like stuff like that, like medieval times and all that, and Germanic stories. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I just needed to get the general ed done, and I was gonna take a literature class online, but I was like, no, I'd rather take it in person. I feel like it'll be a lot easier. But yeah, that was the only class that fit with my schedule, and I got it. I didn't really, like, I hated it the first couple of days, especially since I failed my first test. But now I'm starting to really like it, and like I'm getting the hang of it. But it's still my least favorite class. I'm also taking philosophy. I'm taking social psych. And I think that's it.
So your literature class is your least favorite, even though you're not doing horribly in it, correct?
Yes.
What is your favorite class?
I think it would be psychopathology.
Psychopathology. Yeah. And why?
Just because the fact that that class is 3 hours and it feels like it's an hour compared to like my other classes that are an hour and they feel like 3 hours, like it's pretty great. Because I actually like what I'm learning. Like, I really like finding out different types of disorders and like what they are, and like just it's crazy to me to know that there's so many different types of disorders out there, and like it's not just, oh, he's crazy, or oh, there's something wrong with him. Like there's actually like facts behind why they're acting that way, and like there's studies for it.
That's awesome. So I presume that since you like that class so much, you want to get into something possibly related in that direction, and career-wise.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah.
Somewhat. Can you tell me more about that?
Well, I really want to be an occupational therapist, but that doesn't really have to do with dealing, like, it does have to do with dealing with people. It doesn't really have to do with dealing with people with disorders. It's more with trying to help people get back to, like, their daily functions. So, for example, let's say someone has a stroke and they forget how to write. I'll, like, be teaching them, like, this is how you write, and, like, helping them along the way. Or, like, they forget how to put on their glasses, or, like, just like basic stuff that we do on the daily that, you know, we sometimes take for granted because it's like, oh, we're able to do it so easily. Like I'll be helping people that aren't able to do that stuff. So it doesn't really have to do with disorders, but it'll still have to do with people who like needed my help, which I like.
That's awesome, because even though it doesn't have to do with disorders, I think the class really can teach you or prepare you to communicate with others who are probably struggling with something that we take for granted. It kind of just sets a tone for basic communication and, you know, avoiding trigger words. And I just think that just psychology is a really base for that, whether or not you're going to deal with people with mental disorders or not.
Yeah, definitely.
So, is there anything else that you'd like to talk about today?
Well, so I don't think there's anything else to talk about. Let me think about that for a second. I'm sorry. Okay, so my brother, so he recently went to Colorado to visit his girlfriend's or his fiance's brother's baby, because he just had a baby. And like my brother's coming from Seattle this weekend on Saturday. Because he's in the Navy, so he's going to like Bahrain, or something like that. It's like in the Middle East, so he's going somewhere out there in like 2 weeks, and he's gonna come down to hang out with us and like be with us, you know, for the next 2 weeks until he has to go out there for a whole year. So we had that, and my brother just went to Colorado, and then we were asking him to get like days off, be like, hey, bro, like try to get at least a day off so we can hang out with our brother, you know? And he'd always come up with an excuse like, oh no, like I'm trying to get a full-time job opportunity, like I can't ask for days off right now. Or he'd be like, I don't even know what he was gonna want to do, like I can't just ask for a day off and then he has something planned. And like he went to Colorado for 7 days, and then I was like, wait, I thought you couldn't get any days off, or like you're trying to get this full-time job opportunity. So like I was a little mad at him because of that. But I picked him up from the airport yesterday, and I asked him, I like confronted him about it, and I was like, hey, I thought you couldn't get any days off. Like, you were giving me all these excuses when I would tell you to get days off, and you got 7 days off. And he was like, no, I only got 2 days off, and I had like 5 days, like, that were already, like, he had already, like, they already gave it to him off. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Yeah. So technically, he only asked for 2 days off. Yeah. So then I was like, oh, okay, like, see, I didn't know that. And yeah, basically that's basically it.
So what I hear is that you're a little bit upset that your brother isn't taking time off to spend more time with not only you but the family before he's sent overseas, and you just wanted to communicate that with him.
Yeah, but so I have 2 brothers. So one's coming from Seattle, who's in the Navy, and the one who went to Colorado.
And the one who went to, so both of them.
Yeah, so the one from Colorado didn't ask for days off, but he went to Colorado after saying he couldn't get days off.
I can definitely understand why you'd be upset about that. It is
Yeah.
completely understandable. I'm glad you did communicate with him though, because, you know, I think that lets him know that that's something that was on your mind. And perhaps next time he'll be a little bit more conscious or a little bit more sensitive to how you see that.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, this is the end of our session. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about before we
I think
terminate? Well, it's been a great pleasure talking to you. It's been a great pleasure speaking to you today, and I really hope I can see you next time.
Awesome. Thank
It was
you.
good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.